Welcome to the Jet Setter video blog series. On this video, we're going to discuss the offseason acquisitions and free agency. What's up, Tyson?
Long time no talk, man. How you doing?
How's your offseason been?
Quiet, which is good for me.
Yeah?
Dude, but the Jets, quiet is good.
All right, well, what do you think about the way Idzig's approached the offseason?
Well, John Idzik's taking the right approach at this point. I mean, we're used to a firestorm of signings and headlines and everything else, and what we have is silence. Signings are being announced by the players, not the media. The media has absolutely no clue what's going on. It's been awesome. I think it's a refreshing change, but it's been quiet. I mean, it's just...
Any surprises?
Actually, well, we'll go into this later on. I'm surprised Tebow is still on the team.
Well, I mean, as far as the acquisitions, anybody surprise you?
No. I mean, at this point, you got to realize they have limited salary cap space. There's really only so much they can do. So I think the approach is smart. It's methodical. I mean, you got to try to find guys under the radar, get some, I don't say bargain basement discounts, but you got to find guys that are, some diamonds in the rough, things like that. So I'm not surprised at all, actually. I think this is what we should have expected.
All right. Well, we talked about what's coming in. What about the quote-unquote Rexodus? How do you feel about the players that we've lost?
What an annoying... Here, you ready for a rant? I haven't talked to you in, a month?
That's about it.
I am so tired of the negative media. The fact of the matter is, 25%, every team has about 25% turnover every year in the NFL. If you're the Ravens, Patriots, Cowboys, whoever you are, 25% of your roster is getting turned over. But the media is so over the Jets saying, oh, Rexodus, everybody's leaving, blah, 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 blah. Dude, it's just what's going to happen. Overpriced players are going to leave. Guys that have some talent are going to look for a big payday. So it's not a Rexodus. It's called the NFL. Change is going to happen. Get used to it. And next year, same thing's going to happen. So I don't buy the whole Rexodus. It's called roster reshuffling. Happens on every team. I don't think it's a negative thing. I think it's something. It's just expected.
Well, let's talk about some of the losses. Keller.
Dustin Keller went to the Dolphins. I'll say this. I'm surprised he went there on a one-year deal. If I was Dustin Keller, which I'm not, of course, but if I was, why not go to Giants? You're your team. If you're going to go on a one-year show-me deal, why not go with a proven...
It's definitely a show-me deal.
It's a show-me deal. Why not go to Eli Manning and have a huge year and get a huge contract? You're going to Ryan Tannehill, which, I mean, they're an up-and-coming team, but why go there? So Dustin Keller can go. I mean, I'm surprised the money he got, but, I mean, he can go. I'm cool with it.
All right, what about Sean Green? Every year, the fantasy football pick of the year, Sean Green.
You're making fun of my team? I had him on 3 teams last year. Sean Green can go too. Another guy that, he did his job. I mean, he slow starter, broke some tackles. He basically not a good fit in the West Coast offense because he doesn't catch many balls.
Right.
So he could be gone too. I mean, the Jets signed Mike Goodson to replace him, who is, a kind of like one of these guys we talked about. A guy that's under the radar that you hope can do something in the West Coast offense. He can catch the ball in the backfield, which is good. But Sean Green can go too. I mean, so what? Take care.
You lost 2 safeties. I mean, I know it was a money issue with LaRon Landry, but why not sign Jeremiah Bell?
LaRon Landry, I can see letting him go due to his age and his injury, the injury risk with him, and the money he got in Indianapolis was...
This is a big contract.
It's a pretty good deal with a guy that has a lot of risk with him. Jeremiah Bell, I'm surprised they didn't re-sign because he signed for next to nothing in Arizona. He didn't sign for a lot, and I was hoping he'd come back because right now the Jets don't have anything back there. They had Josh Bush, Antonio Allen. I mean, your cupboard is bare. My personal, I was pissed that Tom Zbikowski signed with the Bears. Mike Huff went somewhere else. I mean, I was kind of hoping they'd bring another veteran in. Mm-hmm. And my fear now is that Jim Leonard's going to come back. Jim Leonard, the ex-Jet, went to the Broncos. I have this funny feeling Rex is going to bring his boy back. I mean, DeJuan Landry's another guy. But right now, how do you go into the season with, you have no safeties at all in terms of, veteran experience? It's got to be a concern.
And we're going to touch it in our draft video, but now you got to start thinking about safety in the draft.
You're going to have to. But, if you bring a rookie in, you still have no veteran to teach your team. So I just had this funny feeling Jim Leonard's coming back. Or somebody.
Right.
But you're going to get some kind of veteran. But my hopes would have been Zbikowski. But
Notre Dame ties. I was wondering.
But, he's a solid player.
All right, what about Pua?
Pua's got back injuries, salary cap cut, no problem with him going. And I wouldn't be, you know what? He may come back at a lesser deal when he's healthy.
Right.
I'm not surprised.
DeVito, a hometown favorite.
Hometown favorite. We all thought he was going to the Patriots. But you know what? The money he got in Kansas City, take care. You've got to find guys that are young. You got Kendrick Ellis, you got Damon Harrison. You got to find these guys at some point. Got to step it up. And Rex is the defensive genius.
Right.
make your young guys play. If they can't play, Rex should be fired. These guys got to go.
All right, what about Matt Slauson?
I'm surprised he left, to be honest with you. I mean, he went on the cheap. The Jets need offensive line depth. And I'm kind of surprised by this one. I mean, the Jets are pushing Vlad DeCoste for some reason. Either they want to get Sanchez killed or they just can't bite the bullet on DeCoste. But I'm surprised he went. And now it's another hole because you still need line depth. They have Willie Colon. I mean, that's fine. And you go back one thing. The Jets signed Antonio Gary at defensive tackle to help replace DeVito and Puja. Antonio Gary, Chargers, solid guy. Could maybe replace DeVito, but we'll see.
Well, at least you have a run stuffer.
The only thing with Willie Colon, in terms of replacing Matt Slauson, he's missed like 36 of his last 48 games due to injury.
That's rough.
So in terms of looking at depth,
That's a boom bust.
Yeah, you're exactly. You ain't kidding.
What about David Garrard? This guy's been around a lot. He knows the
Garrard.
Don't
get me started. Here's my. You know what? Garrard it's a smart signing in terms of low risk, high reward. He hasn't played in 2 years. He was in line to take the Dolphins starting job last year. He beat out Matt Moore, who Matt Moore was everybody's.
Right.
But he's an injury risk. So it is what it is. He comes cheap. Good for him. I mean, you can't.
Well, he has an NFL arm.
I mean, the minute he's got an NFL arm, he's got experience. He's a veteran leader. Can he push Sanchez? Yeah,
let's talk about the quarterback position.
Oh.
Let's talk about the competition.
What competition?
Tebow. I'm just kidding.
Dude, now you're ready for my second rant of the night.
Right.
Is John Idzik preached competition at every position, and we all thought quarterback because Mark Sanchez needs a kick in the ass. That's what he needs. It's no secret. So who do you bring in? David Garrard hasn't played in 2 years with a huge injury concern. He had a great workout, which is awesome, but okay, he hasn't played in 2 years. Who else do you have? Tebow, I don't know why he's on a roster. He should be out of here. McElroy is McElroy. Where is your competition on this team right now?
Then there were some good free agency, but all the quarterback carousel has kind of settled down a bit. Everybody kind of landed.
Yeah, not with the Jets, though. Why not Jason Campbell? He went on the cheap to the Browns. Matt Flynn, I wasn't a huge fan of because he's got throwing issues, things like that. But I mean, Kevin Cobb was a little expensive. But now you're down to Sage Rosenfels, Brady Quinn, Byron Leftwich.
Yeah, it's third tier, not even second.
But at this point, you're almost forced to trade for a Nick Foles or even maybe Hoyer from the Cardinals. But in terms of where is Sanchez's competition at this point? There is none. I mean, right now, I'll ask you this question: who is your starting quarterback heading into the season right now?
You got to say Sanchez is the starter until he loses it.
And I honestly don't believe that Garrard's going to beat him out. I just don't think he's going to. So now you're in the same boat you were in last year, and you almost consider Garrard a Mark Brunell. So now you're really screwed.
Right.
So where's your competition? A rookie you're going to draft? You got to bring another veteran in. I mean, I'm going to say Brady Quinn, obviously, because I'm a Notre Dame guy. But, I mean, I wanted Campbell. I mean, now I like to trade for Nick Foles. You got to bring in somebody, man, because now you're still in the same boat.
All right. Well, let's go into the rant. You know what's going to happen. Why is Tebow still on the team?
Because the Jets are scared. How else can you explain? Don't give me this nonsense that they're going to try to trade him. What team in their right mind is going to trade for him when the Jets have nothing to do with him? Well, they don't want nothing to do with him. Seriously, what team? Don't tell me the Jaguars because they've already said no. Who is it? What team in the NFL, not the Arena League, not the CFL, what team in the NFL wants Tim Tebow?
Well, I saw a telltale sign today on the clearance rack. Tebow jerseys were $20.
But no, tell me, seriously, in all seriousness, you tell me a team that seriously wants Tim Tebow with the distraction that he is with his cult following. What team wants him and is willing to trade for him?
I mean, honestly, the rumors that I heard weren't about NFL teams.
No.
They're about CFL teams.
There is no way. The Jets are scared to deal with the media. They don't want the backlash of cutting him, to admit their mistake. There's no way he should be on this team. And don't tell me he's competing for a starting job because he is not a West Coast offense quarterback. If you want to bring him for your Wildcat with David Lee, I'm not buying that either. He should have been cut weeks ago. It's just they're scared of the media backlash, and that's my complaint with Idzik right now. Idzik's he's doing everything right. The fact Tebow's still on his team is just ridiculous.
All right, well, the truly big story that kind of it's like a roller coaster. 1 week it's it's the heat of the talk, NFL Network. Then you don't hear anything. Is Revis? The big rumor was Tampa Bay, and it kind of still is.
Yep.
Do you think there's going to be a draft day deal? Do you think Revis is going to be a Jet next year?
How bad does the New York media look right now? And they said the trade was imminent 3 weeks ago. Then it was before his $1 million bonus. Mm-hmm. That didn't happen. Their deadline's been missed 3 times already. I do Jet Nation Radio now, as you know.
Right.
We had Roy Cummings on from the Tampa Bay Tribune, and he gave the Tampa Bay perspective. You know, from their perspective, they're not hot and heavy for Revis either, because their whole secondary, they need corners. They need like 3 corners, not only 1 corner. So I think it's gonna be a draft day deal, if at all. And I think Tampa Bay's gonna call Jets bluff. They're the 13th pick. They're gonna wait to see if the guys they want are no longer there. If they have a guy pegged to be there, whoever it is, Milner or whoever it is, and that guy's there, they're gonna take him. And then the Jets, what are you going to do?
I don't think he's going to get out of top 10.
Whoever it is, say they want a pass rusher. Dude, they have holes too, like every team in the NFL. If they peg a guy they can get, look at your salary cap space, you can get him on the cheap at 13, right? As Revis wants, $13 million a year?
Right.
So if they have a guy they want, they take him. Say, Jets, you know what? Sorry, our 13th pick's gone now. We'll give you our 2nd-round pick. Or we'll talk about it next year. I don't think it... Honestly, I'm starting to lean more to the fact that Revis may get re-signed, because the cornerback market is dried up, and it was never pricey to begin with. I mean, Sean Smith, all these guys signed. There was no big lucrative contracts. I mean, Nandi Asma went for $1.6 million at 49ers.
Yeah.
His deal was very, very cheap, even though he's
talking about a show me deal.
But I mean, these guys aren't going. There's no $12 million years for, I mean, Revis is great, but the thing is, he's still injured. He's got to prove he can play, which kills the Jets, because you're not getting, all right, Revis, you go play tomorrow and you're set. Now it's proving you can play, which he can't do that right now. So my guess is if it's not a draft day trade, the Jets are in trouble. I mean, they're going to either have to wait till he proves. It could be like training
4
camp.
games in?
It could be training camp. It could be anything at this point. But there is no givens anymore. And Tampa Bay's out there, but you got to keep in mind, Tampa Bay, I mean, Roy told us, Tampa Bay, their entire secondary is empty. They need a lot of starters.
Yeah, Rondé Barber's
and the other thing is, too, they don't give the contracts Revis is looking for. Revis is all about, I want guaranteed money. Once I get it, I want to restructure and get a new deal. Tampa Bay doesn't play that game. So they're going to offer him a contract and say, here's what we got. And he says, well, I want more than that. They're going to be like, take care. And the Jets are screwed. So, I don't know, man. It's not, Tampa Bay is the only team at this point. The 49ers with Nam, they're not, I mean, the money he wants, I think, is gonna push people away.
It's quarterback money.
It's quarterback money in a dried up market. People aren't spending money anymore. Look at the free agents. I mean, you've seen the guys that are getting signed.
There's a ton of great free agencies, but they're all vets.
But the guys that are getting signed, though, are coming
Like
at deals that are just like, they're reasonable. They're like cap friendly. They're reasonable. I mean, everything. It's just the market that he expects is not there.
Right.
And you got to hope that at some point he realizes and say, you know what, my $15 million a year is not happening. So let me take my $12 million or $11 million or $10 million and be happy with that, which he proved that he never does that. But it's a weird spot, man.
Anything else around the league you want to discuss?
No, the Jets have holes, man. And you got to look at it right now. They have no tight end. I mean, Jeff Cumberland's there. They have no safeties. Quarterback position to me is a huge concern. And if you think you're going to address all that in the draft, you got to be kidding me.
I have one weird question for you. It seems that Jay-Z started a sports agency, and a lot of players from the NFL teams. It looks like Victor Cruz is signing this week with them.
I'm not surprised by that.
Do you think there's going to be a big problem the way? Do you think it's going to change the landscape at all?
I don't think so. I mean, Jay-Z is just he's just the guy. Everything he does touches the gold, turns into gold.
Right.
I think it's a good thing. I mean, why not? Some of these agents have reputations that they don't want to do deals. I mean, Robinson Cano, they offered how many $1 million to him? He's like, and Boris or Rosenhaus, wherever it was like, no. Jay-Z may get deals done. I mean, because he you know what it is, the thing about football especially is it's not about what the teams pay you, it's your endorsements. It's what can I do off the field to make money? And Jay-Z can do that.
Well, the relevant thing there.
But Victor Cruz, I mean, the salsa, everything else, I mean, he can do so many things to make money. So it's not on the field, it's off the field.
So it might be a positive thing for all New York teams. Because that's where the media market is.
Get Revis over there because his agents are killing. I mean, nobody wants to deal with them. So, but you're looking at free agency. I mean, the spending is done. I mean, the Jets got Antoine Barnes to replace Calvin Pace and Brian Thomas. 11 sacks with the Chargers. But you need a pass rusher. You need linebacker help. You need safety help. You need a tight end. There's holes, man. But
sounds like a good segue to a draft video.
I think we're going to do that next.
Outstanding. All right, take care, buddy.
Thank you for watching our latest video. Please check us out at thejetscenter.com, on Twitter, TRouse21. Also, I do Jet Nation Radio every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, so at Jet Nation Radio on Twitter. And we want to thank Dead Series Fight Gear as well. So free agency's coming and going. The draft's coming up. Just keep following us. We'll try to do the best we can. Talk to you guys later.